For our case study, we have the Hudson River by Kaitlyn John, Sofia Gillespie, Tyler Roy, and Ryan King. The Hudson River is a main river in New York, and it also goes into New Jersey.
So some demographics of the Hudson River Valley. It has a population of about 19.85 million. It has 4.11 million employees working currently, and it is a major manufacturing center and shipping port for the United States. Some characteristics of the Hudson River Valley. It's about 315 miles long, and it contains an estuary at its base, and is used to transport goods from New York City throughout the rest of the state. This can be used up the river or down the river, just any way to get it to the states along the river. And lastly are the ecological and economic services of the Hudson River. It generated about a $584 million economic benefit to the region. This is due to the trade that goes up and down the river. It also reached $66 million in tax revenue, and it's provided 6,500 jobs for the region. The river provides major trading and tourist destinations. Fishing occurs along with power generation at different parts along the river. The river itself acts as a nursing area for aquatic animals, and it also provides a diverse habitat housing fresh and saltwater organisms due to its estuary.
The Hudson River is currently cleaning up and managing pollution, which was caused by sewage discharges that were either not disinfected or poorly treated waste. Also, the Hudson River is getting pollutants through runoff from cities and farms, including the pollutants of trash, automobile liquid, fertilizers, and animal waste. At the same time, the river is recovering from toxic leftovers, which was produced by General Electric plants, which released polychlorinated biphenyls, which has stopped, but the fish have concentrations of the toxic by bioaccumulation. Factors that show the state of our research is the fish, because the fish show when bacteria is overpopulating in the river, because when bacteria is present or tons of bacteria is present, they're dying due to the lack of oxygen. Also, the accumulation of toxins in their tissues show if the water is toxic or the ecosystem is trying to filter out toxins. Also, color shows the state of the resource, because the murkier the river is, the more polluted it is, because the color can be caused by sediment erosions, presence of algae, and trash. Over time, changes have happened in the Hudson River. They have been observed by the color change throughout time, but we're unsure of what the correct or the best color for the river, because the original color was unknown. Also, the life of fish have changed, because in 1970 it was at a low, and when treatment began, it increased the lifespan of fish, and also the cleanup and the pollutants in the river have changed to being more and also less over time. Due to all the pollutants, like the toxins, you should not eat the fish, because the fish are still have the toxin in them because of bioaccumulation. Also, you should not swim in the Hudson River, because there's still some sewage that is being put into the river, and also leftover sewage from in the past, which can cause diseases, especially if you are pregnant or if you're a young child. You should not swim in the Hudson River.
The scenic Hudson decision was a 17-year dispute caused by the Edison Company wanting to build a hydroelectric plant in the face of Storm King Mountain, which is along the Hudson River in Cornwall, New York. In 1965, New York voters passed the Pure Waters Bond Act. The Pure Water Bond Act benefited the Hudson by a decline in bacteria concentrations. In 1972, the Clean Water Act made cleanup a national priority. That also decreased the the bacteria concentrations, and 150 million gallons of raw sewage entered the river daily decreased in 1986. In 2009, there was a required cleanup by the Environmental Protection Agency.
Recovery is possible in the future by planning cleanups for the Hudson River Valley to deal with contamination and preventing potential pollutants from entering. Water quality can also be stabilized by giving attention to the sewage infrastructure. Populations in the Hudson River Valley will be affected because of the elevated temperatures, bringing warmer winters and hotter summers, with rising sea levels and floods affecting mainly local farmers by threatening agriculture. Climate change affects the Hudson River Valley by rising CO2 levels in the atmosphere from climate change will allow for greater amounts of invasive species and bothersome plants to take over.